Hello students, I am Rajiv sir. I will be teaching you physics for standard 6A. Students, now I am going to start chapter 1 matter in physics. In this chapter, let's learn about number 1. What is an atom? Number 2, what is a molecule? Number 3, composition of matter. Number 4, what is matter? Number 5, states of matter. Number 6, characteristics of solid, liquids and gases. And number 7, difference among solid, liquids and gases. Now, number 1, definition of an atom. An atom. An atom is the smallest particle which may or may not exist alone. For example, helium exists alone but hydrogen not. Now, number 2, what is a molecule? That means a molecule. How can you define molecule? The definition of molecule is molecules are smallest particles of such substances which can exist independently. We can say, for example, hydrogen molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms. For example, hydrogen is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen makes 1 molecule of hydrogen. Now, number 3, what is matter? Matter can be defined as any substance which has mass, occupies space and can be perceived by our sense organ. Next, composition of matter. Composition of matter. Matter is made up of particles. Everything around us is made up of tiny particles, or these particles of matter are in constant motion. So the particles which make up matter are atoms and molecules. Even the tiny drops of water is not the smallest. It is also made up of particles, which is called atoms and molecules. So these atoms and molecules are so small that they can't be seen with naked eyes. Next one is the states of matter. All matter exists in three states, namely solid, liquid, and gases. So all these states can be easily distinguished from each other clearly by looking at them or from their physical properties. Now, characteristics of solid, liquids, and gases. First, characteristics of solids. Point number A, they have mass. They have mass. Number B, they occupy space. Next point, they have definite shape. Definite shape. They have definite volume. Next, they cannot be compressed. They do not flow. Students, just now recall it. Point number A, they has mass. That means all solids, whether soft or hard, regular or irregular, possess mass. This can be explained with the help of a physical balance. When a solid is kept in one of the pan and the other pan is kept empty, the balance tilts towards the solid. Number 2, they occupy space. That means all solids, whether small or big, soft or brittle, always occupy space. This can be explained using activity given alongside. Number 3, that means C number point, they have definite shape. Some of the solids have regular shape such as cuboids. For example, book, cube, we'll take example ice cube, sphere, take example of cricket ball, cylinder, water pipe, etc. Many of the solids are found in the uneven shape such as rocks, stones, etc. Next, they have definite volume. The tightly packed constituent particles and rigid structure of solids give rise to their definite volume. Next, they cannot be compressed. The constituent particles of solids are very tightly packed, due to which they cannot be compressed. Next point, they do not flow. That means if you try to flow on a surface like liquid, you will not be able to do so. This shows that solids do not flow. Now, number 2, characteristics of liquids. They have mass. They occupy space. They do not have definite shape. They have definite volume. They can be compressed to a small extent. Next, they can flow. Just recall these points. The characteristics of liquids. They have mass. That means all liquids possesses mass. When a glass beaker with some liquid in it is kept on one pan of the physical balance, and similar empty glass beaker on the other pan of the balance, you will notice that the balance tilts towards the beaker filled with some liquids. Now, point number B. They occupy space. All liquids occupy space. All liquids are a kind of matter, and all matter occupy space. Now, point number C. They do not have definite shape. Liquids do not have definite shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. So the particles or liquids are loosely packed, because of which they are capable of taking the shape of the container carrying them. Now, next point, they have definite volume. Liquids have definite volume. In liquids, particles are not so tightly packed, so they have indefinite shape but definite volume. That means they occupy equal space. Next point, they can be compressed to a small extent. The constituent particles of liquids are quietly loosely packed, due to which they can be compressed to some extent. A small sachet completely full of milk can also be compressed to some extent. Last point, they can flow. Liquids are capable to flow on the surface they are kept. The flow is always from higher to a lower level. Now, point number 3, characteristics of gases. They have mass. They occupy space. They do not have definite shape. They do not have definite volume. They are highly compressible. They can flow because In solid, molecules are tightly packed like this. In liquid, it is not rigid, no fixed shape, no fixed volume, it is slightly space. And in gases, the molecules are far apart like this. So this is the molecular arrangement of solid, liquid and gases. Now just we recall these points clearly. Number one, they have mass. All gases possesses mass. When a balloon filled with air is kept in one pan of a physical balance and an empty balloon on the other pan, then the balance will tilt towards the balloon filled with air. So this shows that gases have mass. Point number B, they occupy space. All gases occupy space. When an empty glass beaker is pushed upside down into water and tilted, so the gas bubbles will be observed rising to the water surface from the mouth of the beaker. So that we can say gases occupy entire empty space given to them. Now, next point, they do not have definite shape. Gases do not have definite shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. So the particles of gases are very loosely packed, because of which they can take the shape of the container carrying them. Next point, they do not have definite volume. Gases neither have definite shape nor definite volume. In gases, particles are very loosely packed, so they occupy all the empty space provided to them. Next, they are highly compressible. The constituent particles of gases are very loosely packed, due to which they be compressed to a high extent. A balloon filled with air can be compressed. So gases are even compressed and filled in gas cylinders. Last point, they can flow. Gases are capable to flow. For example, air is a gas and it can flow throughout the atmosphere. Now, last point is the difference between solids, liquids and gases. Solid, liquid, gases. Point number one, in solid, closely packed molecules. In liquid, less closely packed. In gases, loosely packed. Point number two, in solid, strong force of attraction between particles. In liquid, weak force of attraction between particle. In gases, there is negligible force of attraction. Force of attraction between particles. Number 3. In solid, cannot be compressed easily. Cannot be compressed easily. In liquid, can be compressed can be compressed little bit. In gas, highly compressible. Highly compressible. Point number 4. In solid, they have generally high density, with a few exceptions such as sodium, potassium, and in liquid, their density is less than solids, with few exceptions such as mercury, which has higher density than many solids. In gases, their density is much lesser than liquids and solids. Point number 5 and last. In solid, their particles can't flow. In liquid, their particles can flow, but with speed less than gases. In gases, their particles can flow easily. Now, refer to the question which is given on the Teno app as a homework. Thank you.